By 2013, Masters of the Universe Classics had really expanded, at least a lot further than the six figures we thought we would get to in the beginning. It was definitely, you could say, a line on the grow, and that also had its pros and cons, because while it was great to have so many Masters of the Universe figures done in classic style, it did also mean that we were starting to be on the reverse side of the bell curve, and we had fewer and fewer characters to do. But we still wanted to find a way to involve fans, and a big way to do this was having a fan choice slot that was going to let fans at San Diego Comic-Con choose the next figure that was going to get made. Actually, we just announced it at Comic-Con. Lots of people could vote for the figure. And part of this was, well, we had to do the math ahead of time, and we had to show our work, because we had to figure out the tooling cost for every single candidate in the fan choice slot. We couldn't have one figure that was going to be high in tooling and another low in tooling. It was going to throw off the math. So that meant the figures had to all be worked out in advance, and it also meant the figures were, for the most part, low tooling or repaints. So as an example, one of the slots was Queen Marlena in her white astronaut outfit. And you might say, okay, well, you already did Queen Marlena in a green dress that could also be converted into a green astronaut dress, which was done through a simple kind of pull tab system where she's actually the only figure that had this, where one outfit could be pulled apart from the back and then the other one snapped together. It was actually pretty innovative, and I'm surprised we didn't do this with more figures who needed more than one look. Well, either way, Marlena was the winner of this, and I'm really glad, because I loved having the astronaut version, and there's a whole thing where I tried to tie her into Major Matt Mason, but back in Filmation, she didn't wear a green suit. She wore a white suit. The green suit was done because she needed green pants to match the dress for the action figure, but that meant that fans still really wanted the white version of her Rainbow Warrior suit. So this became a very logical slot for the fan choice contest, since we could simply take the green version of Queen Marlena and repaint her in white, adding on some of the symbols, and bam, you have your fan repaint. Another one we looked at was doing an updated version of Evil-Lyn, and we looked at a lot of the different versions of her from the content. Well, why do an updated version of her? Because, well, Evil-Lyn is, for the most part, a repaint figure. Almost every single one of her releases, when she goes from yellow powered-up skin to, I guess, very pale skin with the purple highlights. This version, while for the most part has been a repaint, in 2000X she did get a unique outfit. It wasn't just Tila's outfit. So the idea was we would at least tool up a new outfit, and then we could do a unique version and make her look different in package by giving her the cloak, like the snow cloak she wears when she allies herself with the Snake Men towards the end of the 2000X series. So it was kind of a, double winner. Another example of a fan slot was Camo Cobra Khan. In South America, Cobra Khan was released in an interesting camo deco with claw arms taken from the Clawful and Buzz-Off figures. And even though this figure did eventually get a release in Classics as a PowerCon exclusive, he was included in the fan choice slots, literally because, again, he was a relatively simple, easy repaint that could match the cost of all the other candidates in the contest. Every single one had to basically have the same amount of tooling, which also included our winner here, Geldor. Yes, Geldor, one of the most 80s-looking barbarian characters in the line, and the star of one of his very own mini-comics, or at least he was the main villain in one of the mini-comics, which is a little surprising since he never appeared as a toy or anywhere else, but suddenly out of nowhere, he went on to become the star of a mini-comic. And yes, he had relatively few new parts, new overlays, new weapons, new head, very minimal, and matched the requirement of all of the other candidates in the fan choice slot. So we put them all out there and basically let fans vote on who would get made as a figure that would appear in late 2013. And the winner was Geldor, to the happiness and displeasure of many fans. Happiness for those who voted for him, and displeasure for those who didn't vote for him. And part of that was caused, well, by the fact that we had so little resources. One of the other slots for the fan contest was this character, Illumina. Now, Illumina. And Illumina was created by, or co-created by some of the guys who run He-Man.org. She only appeared in a print ad for a Masters of the Universe 2000X comic book that never shipped. So this was her only appearance, was this print ad. And fans really wanted her simply because she was connected to He-Man.org. Now, the thing is, the line was run by me basically on nights and weekends from my house. And yeah, I was basically doing this on, Jawa, spit, and rubber bands. So I actually wound up accidentally ending the contest a few hours early, totally by mistake, and Illumina fans were really angry over this, so I tried to make it up by having her kill Mighty Spectre in one of the final mini-comics and insult his outfit, which was kind of the mantra of a lot of people on He-Man.org, which of course now has just forever connected Illumina to Mighty Spectre, which was not the intent either, but I promise I did not end it early to make Geldor the winner. It simply happened because it was just me, and I was running this on the weekends, and I lost track of time, and what can I say? It's not like we had a team running this. I was literally doing this in my spare time, running this whole brand. So it was not a conspiracy. And Geldor did win by quite a lot. Illumina did come in number 2. I will absolutely say that. And maybe had I kept the contest open for like the extra 6 hours instead of accidentally ending it on a Sunday instead of a Monday or whatever it was. But Geldor does feel like he should have been the winner. I mean, was all for trying to get Illumina into the line, and like I said, that's why I put her into the final mini-comic. But, what can I say? Fans like characters that look like they're from the 1980s and come with glasses. In fact, you could tell how popular Geldor was simply by the sheer number of customs that have appeared over the years. He's a character that kind of looks like he should have been one of Skeletor's flunkies and fits right in with a lot of other 1980s Masters figures, especially done on that type of body base. And because he actually had so much panel time in one of the mini-comics, I mean, he probably had more panel time than characters like Stinkor or MOTU Line, if you did a panel-by-panel count. Now, a lot of fans also were hoping that Geldor would have been released along with his, I guess, enemy, or good guy enemy, Prince Dakon, who was the other star of that mini-comic, another never-heard-of or never-seen-again character. And we would have loved to get him, because honestly, it's great to get to other heroes, especially ones that are sort of other royalty for other kingdoms on Eternia. I thought that would really be great to world build, but it was just a matter of the line ending too soon. But fans did help make Geldor become a reality, and I'm really glad they did. I felt like he deserved to be the fan winner, and many of the other characters in the slots were just variants, whereas this was not only an original character, but we were also able to add another character to represent minorities, because it's great when it's not just a bunch of white barbarians running around, and you actually have diversity. Now, diversity can go a little bit far, especially in the 80s, when certain haircuts are, proprietary to certain other heroes and characters, and people questioned why Geldor looked like he was just an aging Mr. T. I like to think that it actually was Mr. T transported to Eternia, and he takes up an axe and dons red armor, but I don't think the A-Team is exactly going to have an episode where that happens. Now, Geldor comes with a glass of liquid, much like King Randor, although King Randor comes with whiskey. Geldor comes with the elixir of life, which was basically part of his quest in the mini-comic, was he was trying to get immortality because, everybody wants to live forever, and if you know the song from the 80s, everybody wants to rule the world. And Geldor's figure certainly ruled the toy aisle, or at least your mailbox, because he came shipped with tons of stuff. A sticker sheet with lots of extra stickers to put on the front blister or your notebook or your locker at school if you wanted to tell everyone that you were a member of the Evil Horde or the Space Mutants. And he was the only figure in the entire line that shipped with a promotion for a free DC comic. This was just because of when he shipped and because DC partnered with Mattel to push a digital comic promotion and just happened to fall on Geldor's slot. No other reason, but it worked out well since he was the fan choice winner. And while there were fans, again, who really wanted Illumina to take this slot, and again, I apologize for quote-unquote ending the contest a few hours early, it was not done to prevent her from winning. It was done purely because I was running this line at night, on the weekends, and I was out of juice. But hey, Geldor comes with a glass, maybe it's full of juice and I could re-juice myself.